Welcome back to watching the newsroom. Now the focus is on a medical devices company, Medicure. The stock has done pretty well in the last couple of years. In fact, right now is sitting in the vicinity of its life highs. Almost 10,000 crore in market cap. The company is into manufacturing devices used in oncology, respiratory care, dialysis, etc. Himanshu Baid, the management of the company, is joining us today. Himanshu, thanks for your time. Yours is one of the most added stocks by mutual funds and institutions. The data shows that their contribution of the shareholding is only increasing, and the feedback which I am getting is that your growth has been pretty steady over the last 5 years. We won't talk very near term because of the sensitivity of the time, but talk to us about the growth which you are seeing in the sector and hence also your company over a longer term period, 3-5 year period. And did it also get impetus surely because of the unfortunate event of COVID and the complications it had as a ripple effect in many parts of the population? What are your thoughts there?
So thank you very much for inviting me. So I think MedTech sector was kind of very dormant in the country, and we were 80% import dependent, let's say till probably last year. And we have seen that all critical medical supplies in the country were coming from outside, whether it was PPE kits, masks, or even concentrators, or even ventilators. So there was a lot of shortage overall for even consumable devices like even thermometers or even glucometers. So nothing was getting manufactured in the country. So we as Polymed, I think we started manufacturing 24 years ago. We started manufacturing a lot of consumable products, which are single-use devices used in hospitals. And our model has been that we export 70% of our products outside India, 30% is for Indian market. And gradually we see that the growth is happening in India. There's a demand now. So I think government has done a great job in bringing this Ayushman Bharat scheme, bringing in around 50 crore people under insurance. So there is a demand now, creation from the government side. That okay, we have people who have insurance, they can walk into hospitals. So there's a demand scenario. But during the COVID times, and I think from April 2020, we have seen spikes of products where sudden demand for certain products have gone up and some products have completely kind of stopped. And I think it is because of elective surgeries are not happening in hospitals. So for many products, we have seen like in respiratory care area, we've seen a spike in demand because people needed oxygen masks, nebulizer masks, nasal tubes, ventilator circuits, all other accessories. Then demand for diagnostic products went up because testing kits for COVID and all related products which were used for diagnostic treatments, they were all needed. So the demand for those products went up. Demand for like stents went down, demand for orthopedic implants went down. So overall, when you look at the whole medtech industry, there's a spike in certain products. There has been a downward demand for certain products. But overall, I think we have maintained a very steady growth. And I think that was very important. And at Polymed, we have the flexibility in the areas we operate. So let's say in renal care segment, we have seen that now, earlier there was a reuse of dialyzers. A lot of these products are being imported from nearby countries. And there was a rampant reuse. But now after the COVID pandemic, a lot of people are moving to single-use devices. So there is a change in scenario, even in dialysis, renal treatments. In the diagnostic care, I've already spoken about respiratory care. Infusion also, critical care, things have changed because now the number of patients in the ICUs are much higher compared to which they were earlier. So even in hospitals, I think...
Himanshu, let me interfere over there. Right. Just let me interrupt over there, Himanshu. There is a lot of M&A also starting to happen in the healthcare space. You just saw an online company acquire a very big, large acquisition, almost $1 billion in the diagnostic space. When you raised your QIP in February, you also had some inorganic ideas in your mind. Tell us how the QIP proceeds have been utilized apart from general capex, which will likely to see benefits next couple of quarters and years.
We applied for a PLI scheme in medical devices, and for renal business, we wanted to scale up much faster. So around 150 to 200 crores will be invested in the renal business out of the 400 crores we raised. And then balance around 100 crores will go for general capex purposes. And amount, whatever free cash flows and the balance amount of 100 crores, we're keeping as a kitty for future inorganic opportunities. I don't have any at the moment, but whenever we see something, we'll definitely look at it.
Sure. Himanshu, tell us what is the size of opportunity you are staring at with higher capacities now and PLI to, I'm sure you're looking at larger play over there because your company is also seen as an import substitute. And then, of course, the export opportunity which you already have in mind. In next 5 years, is there potential to double the business?
I think the potential is much bigger, I would say. Even, we can increase. Let's say even if we maintain a run rate, let's say today for this year, the guidance is between 17 to 18%. And if we see a higher run rate in coming years where we see more indigenous products being used, and government has already come out with PPO order, which mandates use of locally made products, and also with our new plants coming in and our dialysis business growing, I think we should see a higher run rate of growth in coming years. So definitely 2 times in 5 years seems to be much easily achievable. Probably we could do it faster.
Right. Tell us, what are the levers of growth which you have, the strategic levers of growth at the management level, which you would like to really, one is PLI clearly, but new product developments, new areas of therapy which you're eyeing, where there could be meaningful improvement in the way business is being done, both on the sales side and also on the profitability side, which are on the strategy level, not near term, but more long term.
Strategically, I think we will invest. For us, I'll first go about geographies and then I'll talk about the product range. So geographically wise, I think US, Europe and India are the 3 most important markets for us. So India contributes 30%, Europe contributes 30%. US we are just entering now. So hopefully in next 4 to 5 years, US will also contribute to some revenue, and I think we are targeting maybe close to between $15 to $25 million in next 5 years, in Europe market. That's what we want to target in US, sorry. Europe is already 30% of our revenue. So that will continue to increase at a steady pace. India, we are pushing hard because we see a lot of import substitution opportunity. So India will also continue to grow at a much higher pace than the rest of the world. So I think these are 3 important geographical, markets for us. And when we look at the product range, I think we'll expand more in renal space going forward from where we have started 2 years ago. And now, and let's say ending up 5 years from now, we want to, take renal to a particular level so that we can take advantage of the PLI scheme. And also, I think another area we are trying to focus is diagnostic. I think diagnostic consumables are a bigger area we are thinking right now because there's a huge demand coming up for consumables, and I think we will focus in that area too going forward. And then our infusion vascular, which is our traditional business, and that will also go because we have a lot of patents and technology sitting there. So that business will also expand more rapidly.
All right, Himanshu, we'll let you go. Great chatting with you. Once we'll talk more numbers around the results or after that. Thanks for your time. Have a great day ahead. With that, it's a break on this edition of the Newsroom. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.